Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you a Buffalo Wild Wings bowl game preview between the TCU Horned Frogs and the Michigan State Spartans. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with TCU.
Now let's look at TCU in this matchup, and you look at quarterback Trevon Boykin, and what he can bring to the table is his dual threat ability. And when you have an aggressive defense like Michigan State that wants to get after the quarterback and wants to play downhill, the legs of Boykin can neutralize that situation and allow him to extend the play to find Josh Boyce and Brandon Carter downfield on those deep vertical routes. They do a great job of stretching the field vertically. I think they can give Michigan State some problems with the ability of Boykin to keep the play alive and move in the pocket for him. Now, defensively, I love their defense. They're very aggressive. The key is they're going to have to force Andrew Maxwell to beat them. They got to load up and stop the run. Winning on those early down and distances for the Horned Frogs will prove to be a huge success for their defense. So keep an eye on the secondary of TCU as they match up versus Michigan State. If they can hold up their end of the bargain, it can go a long way in determining how much pressure they can apply on that Spartans rushing attack. Now let's move over to Michigan State in this ball game. And when you talk Spartans offense, you have to start with Le'Veon Bell, the outstanding running back for Michigan State. And the reason why he's able to have so much success, over 1,600 yards this season, is the fact that their offensive line is outstanding. Chris McDonald's one of the best players on their offensive front. They do a great job of opening up holes and also keeping the quarterback Maxwell well protected. And they excel in the red zone. So anytime you can run the football, get down in the red zone, and pay off with touchdowns, you're going to be successful on offense. Now, defensively, they're good at every level of their defense. William Golson is a solid defensive end, very strong against the run. Also, Anthony Rashard White, very good defensive tackle. And when you look at the linebacking core, Denikos Allen is one of those guys that's always around the big play. But I'm very impressed with their secondary. Mitchell White, Johnny Adams, the way those guys play ball back there is very impressive, and it goes a long way in how creative they are as a defense. You may see corners blitzing, you may see safeties blitzing, and they're going to be able to match up very well versus TCU's spread attack. They're going to have to in order to win this ball game. Keep an eye on Blaise Foltz, the guard, 6'4", 310 pounds. One of the senior prospects for TCU. Interior offensive line play is vital in that spread attack, and he's definitely one of the better guards in the country. And I'm a big fan of Johnny Adams, another one of those cornerbacks that's always around the football, always around the play, is not afraid to stick his nose in the running game, and also is effective coverage corner. So he's going to be a versatile guy that may see some slot duty at the next level, but he's definitely a pro prospect you want to keep an eye on. One of the greatest football players of all time, Sammy Ball, went to TCU from 1934 to 1936, and in 1936 he was a consensus All-American, finished fourth in the Heisman voting, revolutionized the passing game, and also finished his career with 39 career touchdowns. And there's many great players I could have chosen for the campus legend from Michigan State, but I chose Andre Rison. This guy was an outstanding receiver, big play threat, 20 yards a catch, played from 85 to 88, and finished his career with 20 touchdowns, and always had a flair for the big play when the Spartans needed it the most. I like the Spartans in this ball game, and what will be a defensive battle, you have to like what they bring to the table. Their defensive front, their linebacking core, even in the secondary, they can get creative and bring pressure to TCU. And when you look at TCU's offense, they have the threat of the big play, but we'll be interested to see how the Spartans contain Boykin in the pocket, keep him bottled up. If they can do that, then it's going to go a long way in these guys having success. But I think both offenses will struggle because both defenses are excellent, although I like Michigan State to come out on top because of their ability to control the clock with the running game and Le'Veon Bell.